Thanks to the newest marvel of modern science, we are able to enjoy a combination of the radio, motion pictures, and the stage right in the comfort of our own homes. It is bringing entertainment to thousands of people through its magic, simply by pushing a button and turning a dial.
No pressure. Talk about high expectations. This is like being John Adams III. Okay, first thing, before we move on, just to get it out of the way, I know some gamers have a seizure when they hear someone from NYC say Mario. But hey, what am I, an asshole? What am I, funny to you? Just because people from my city in South Boston say Mario? So I guess what I'm trying to say is, deal. Now, I know a lot of people are going to put this in the same boat as the DS Mario, and I understand that, but I don't agree. Without getting into too much detail on the DS version, I'm just going to say that while I did play it, and I did enjoy it, and I did think that the addition of things like, say, wall jumping was really solid and made sense since Mario had essentially been doing that for well over 10 years anyway, that the game felt uninspired. Level design, overall, meh. All I'm saying is, even though we had a Mario game a few years ago, this is the first console Mario in 20 years. How the fuck did that happen? When they started 3D Mario, they decided to shut down 2D Mario altogether, because for some reason that was the rule that I'll never understand. That rule kind of shut up a lot of franchises that didn't have Miyamoto's chops. You can tell from the box, the commercials, the ad campaign, Nintendo's really pushing the multiplayer. The reason they're doing this isn't because the multiplayer's fun, they're doing it because they're competing with games like Little Big Planet. You bounce off each other, Nintendo ads might have fun with their kids doing this, but no one's really buying it for the multiplayer. And that brings us to the real review. How is this game? Fucking awesome, that's how it is. This is gameplay at its finest, where the actual play is what matters most. Not the story, or the kill count, or the bragging rights. The game. All the core mechanics. You don't get more solid than this. Now, for younger gamers who hear platforming and think meow or meow, yeah, this is platforming. This is platforming. This is platforming. This is bullshit. I'm also glad that Nintendo didn't make certain concessions that I just assumed they would make. You look at most new iterations of game franchises today, and it's impossible to lose. I was afraid it was just kind of going to be, walk through it in your sleep, kind of like the DS version was. But you get to later parts, especially World 8 and some of the dungeons, and then the later quasi-secret World 9, a la Mario World, has appropriately difficult levels. Especially that son of a bitch fucking Ice World! Here's something that's a little weird. Alright, we all know Koopas, we've seen them since forever ago. But there's something different here, okay? See, here's a Koopa, and representative of Koopas in pretty much every Mario game, here's what they do. Walk one way, walk the other way. Okay? That's their routine. That's how they do. But now look at this. Walk one way, walk the other way. Oh, what's this? What's that? Look, he's doing a little jig. They used to go back and forth. Now they stop and they jig. Why are they jigging? I don't know, but they jigging. In the overworld, just like Mario 3, you'll see these bonus houses. Now, while some require actual skill, some of the bonus houses are totally luck-based, even though they seem to play off older games that used to be memory-based, requiring actual skill. I mean, come on, this isn't Mario Party. When you think about it, lives are kind of pointless these days. It's nice to see Yoshi again, but he's only really in a couple of levels. You don't have the backup items in-game from, like, say, Mario 4, but you do have the overworld items like Mario 3. And over here is a really great place to farm for mushrooms. Yes, I said farm in a Mario game. You'll find some cool use of the Wii Remote with some local objects and terrain items. The only thing that could be called waggle is a spinny hat. Shake the controller, spin up. And, the spinny hat's kind of my least favorite item, too. I'd much rather they just went with the raccoon tail. Is it better than 3 or 4? No, but it's in their class. The DS version was not in their class. Now, on pricing, some people are going to say $50 might be a little steep for 300 megabytes burnt to a DVD, and you could really argue both sides. First of all, the original was less than a meg, as pretty much all 8-bit games were. Did that matter? No. So these numbers don't really mean shit, do they? At the same time, it's hard to find most retro games that are sold at full price these days. Also, on the name, and I had this problem with the DS version, this isn't a state. Come up with something better. They didn't call Galaxy New 3D Mario, did they? Look at old Game Boy Marios. Mario Land. How hard was that? I almost have a level of guilt associated with this game. Because after I played Mario Galaxy, I thought, well, we only get one of these every 5 or 6 years now, so damn, this is so good, it sucks I gotta wait half a decade. So I thought just before E3 last year, boy, wouldn't it be nice if I could get a direct sequel to Galaxy and a new 2D Mario with a Little Big Planet style level editor and a YouTube style-ish distribution network for said level editor. And I got pretty much everything but the level editor. So, I can only complain so much. And here it is. Golden rule number 1. Now, obviously, I could call this out on any game without a level editor, but, I mean, come on. A big part of the reason Mario returned to 2D after 20 fucking years is because during that interim, for about 15 years, there was this giant online emulator community. They would emulate old Mario games, create level editors, make new ones, and after a while, Nintendo said, hey, we should do this. So they did. Yay! Why they didn't include level editor a la Smash, I'll never understand. And this is Nintendo with half a gig of built-in hard drive space, so you're not going to get DLC level editor content. It's at times like this, and don't get me wrong, Ed loved Nintendo, but sometimes I wish they'd go the way of Sega and become software developers without proprietary hardware. That would mean we'd likely get this as downloadable content for multiple platforms in glorious 1080 LBP level sharing setup, and probably all at a cheaper price, but being limited to meow and meow and meow and meow and meow and meow. The situation this new 2D Mario finds itself in is essentially a victim of Nintendo's own success. If you want to see what I'm talking about, look at the upcoming Sonic 4. Alright, looking at the clock, it's getting to be about that time. Betty White Award. Because there's no school like the old school, and she knows if you like Assassin's Creed's platforming more than this, then
you really are a douchebag.
And she's tired of your shit.